All right, so 2.2, angles formed by parallel lines. Where did I get that spot? Okay. All right, so if you open up your book to section 2.2 and we talk about angles formed by parallel lines. Having a look at this first picture, it says here that when a transversal intersects two parallel lines, we will have alternate interior angles that are equal. Okay, so let's go over all those terms. Remember, a transversal. So here's the transversal, right here. And it's intersecting two parallel lines. Remember that I know this line and this line are parallel because of these little symbols. So two parallel lines intersected or cut by a transversal, we have alternate interior angles are equal. So the last lesson we talked about this word interior, meaning inside. So this angle here is interior, and this angle here is interior. This one's interior and this one's interior as well, but they're not labeled, and those aren't the ones we're talking about. So it says alternate on either side. So we have this angle is the same as that angle. Alternate side of the transversal, and they're on the inside, alternate interior. They're equal. You know what else too? They form a Z. Let's see if I can get a highlighter, and I'll show you the Z. Because later on when you're doing proofs, you're going to like this Z. Okay, so watch this, that, and that. Okay, this inside of the Z part and that inside of the Z part are equal. So these alternate interior angles are equal, and maybe you can see a Z. It would be the same thing on the other side, it would just be a backward Z. So if I erase everything, and let's say I relabel my diagram, and I call this angle C, and I call this angle D. I could also say that C is the same as D. And this line, this transversal, and this line, this is the same as that. So there we have an S. So sometimes we call it the Z rule, because alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, your next picture. It says alternate exterior angles are equal. Okay, alternate meaning on either side, exterior on the outside of the parallel lines. So we could say that angle A is the same as angle B. They're on either side of the transversal and they're on the outside, so they're also equal. I don't have a little letter to show you there to remember. Corresponding angles are equal. We went over that a lot in 2.1. And sometimes we call this the F rule. Okay, so this angle is the same as that. And in a weird way, they form an upside down F. So this line, and this transversal, interior angle here, an angle created in that little angle there. So it's a down, it's an upside, or it's a down. What am I trying to say? It's a backwards, upside down F. There we go. I could also, the real F, you could probably see it here. Let's use red. This angle here corresponds to this angle, and there's your F. There, there, and there. Okay, so this is the same as that. Next. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. All right, interior angles, meaning the inside. Okay, so that's the interior on the same side. So they're not alternate, they're on the same side. Are supplementary. Okay, what does supplementary mean? We went over that in 2.1. Supplementary means it adds the two angles, add to 180 degrees. So A and B are interior angles on the same side of the transversal, and they are supplementary or add to 180. Have a rule for this, it's called the C rule. Did you see the C? Right here. So they add, right there, add to 180. All right, so let's do an example and see if we can put all of this together. Think about our reasons, okay, our rules. And so when it says give reasons for your answers, you can either say the rule or you can actually say the term that was in the front of your page. So it's asking for A, B, C, and D. Okay, so remember, and sometimes it helps to highlight. So I'm going to highlight the two parallel lines. Okay, this, let's see if we get a straight line here. This and that are parallel. Okay, cut by a transversal. There's the transversal. Okay, so if it's two parallel lines cut by a transversal, if this is 40 degrees right here, that has to be 40 degrees. Okay, parallel lines cut by a transversal. So I know angle D equals 40 degrees. Why is that? Because they are corresponding. So the rule is corresponding angles. That's also the F rule, if that makes more sense to you. Okay, that angle is 40 degrees. Okay, now angle A, well, that angle, no. I think the best way to get angle D is to remember that triangles have to add up to 180 degrees. So you've got this triangle, and this triangle. So you know that 110 plus 40 plus angle A have to equal 180 degrees. 110 and 40 is 150 plus angle A has to be 180 degrees. Therefore, A has to be 30 degrees. So that one's done. Put that in there. All right, angle B is supplementary with 40. Here, I have half of a circle that has to add to 180 degrees. So I know that 40 and B have to make 180 degrees. So B is going to be 140 degrees. Put that in there. If B is 140, C is 140. What's that answer? Because they're opposite angles. Okay, angles formed by two lines intersecting each other are equal. So C is also 140. Okay, so A is 30, B is 140, C is 140, and D is 40 degrees. Okay, so they're all just like a little puzzle. Just work through your little, work through your diagram and get what you can get as you go. All right, that's the end of 2.2.